Hello, I'm Sarah and you can call me Pixie. Today we are talking spoilers about Dragons and Demons by Kel Kade. This is the 5th book of the Kings Dark Tidings series. As this discussion, as I said, will include spoilers, if you haven't read the book, I'm saying this with love, get lost. Hit for the next video, check out some of my thoughts on the other books in the series, just go elsewhere. Now for the good stuff. Starting out easy, we learn how Rezkin can do magic while also not registering as a mage. Turns out he's Ielvenon. I don't think I'm saying that right. I can hear how it's said in the audiobook and I'm hearing me say it. I don't think I'm pronouncing it exactly right. But anyways, he's Ielvenon or Elven. We don't get to know much about his spiritua. I know I'm not saying that right. Spiritua powers, but being Elven, his powers are more innate and tied to his emotions and will, so there is no spell casting or forcing anything into doing something that the Vimara say may not want to do. Not exactly sure. And that's why the other mages can't feel him casting. He's not casting. With this realization, we also get a good theory about why Cadian is mad. Apparently, human-born spiritua go crazy. So the fact that Rezkin is not is kind of surprising. But it's believed that this is due to his training, since his training was to separate from his emotions. Cadian did not have this training, and therefore Cadian went mad and Rezkin did not. Since thankfully the Ielvenon, who have taken Rezkin to be judged whether he's mad or not, have determined that he has not gone crazy and is not mad, are allowing him to live, at least for the moment. We now have 2 Ielvenon following him around. Either to kill him, should he go mad, but the other reason is now he has this army that he promised the ancients, to fight the daemon infestation. How 2 Ielvenon are supposed to be this army, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, or find if other Ielvenon join in the battle. Yet to find out. We have to wait for more books. One plot detail I'm interested in seeing how things play out is Frish's captivity. And whether or not Tiernan will know that the Frisha that he sees next will not, or is not actually Frisha. It's this golem Frisha. But thanks to Frisha's captivity, we also know that Thressen is alive. And he is now sharing a cell with Frisha. I wonder how the lords and ladies, the nobility, will handle that revelation. Woman, man, same cell. Oh no, propriety. Thankfully, Rezkin seems to have already broken those on Kylerim of that whole notion, kind of. Anyways, getting back to it. So we see that Thressen appears to be taking his captivity in stride and still seems to have some wits. He offers Frisha a seat anywhere, like there's seating in a cell. And later when Cadian comes, Thressen apologizes for not having refreshments. So he's playing with a sense of humor, so we think he's still all there. I think he's all there. Obviously these 2 need to be rescued, but who's going to have the honor of rescuing Thressen and Frisha? Will it be Rezkin? Will it be Tiernan and group? Will it be I kind of want it to be Rezkin, but I also kind of don't. I don't know who I would want to rescue her more. And what is Rezkin gonna do when he finds out that this has happened and that Za is the whole reason she was taken in the first place? And really, did Za not think that something was going on? I think Frisha thought that something was going on. She like questioned like, aren't you supposed to be exiled from your group? Yes, but hey, you want me to go because maybe I can convince them that Rezkin is the real Gesh and everything will be fine and I can go back home. I think he was so blinded and wants to go back home more than maybe he's realized or something, that he was blind to the whole thing. Like, you were exiled or on probation, whatever. You were kicked out of the group. And you were off on Kylerim. You have duties. Why did they have to reach out to him specifically? Like, hello? Anyways, so I'm very curious to see if Rezkin lets Za live. He's kind of dumb, I think. He's smart in an assassin sense, but also very dumb. I just, like, in what world are you summoned back home when you were... And they're not welcoming him back either. So... Moving right along. In this book, we see Rezkin possibly get an actual love interest. We thought there was love between him and Frisha before, but really the two kind of realize, no, there's no love between each other, and we kind of see that, oh yeah, no, he's just being practical, and we're reading it as love, but no, it wasn't really love. But here, Azaria, they kiss and have some interesting conversations and are apparently dreaming about each other. And Azaria makes a reference to them being soulmates, or presumably makes a reference to them being soulmates. I'm trying to remember now. It was something about that people don't always get to choose their soulmate and maybe don't approve of who they are because Rezkin is her soulmate and she hates him for being human-born. She finds this disgusting, but at the same time, apparently she is very much attracted to him. So I'm interested to see how that whole thing goes, but at the same time, will it? Because of course we have the ending that just blew my mind and has left so many different directions that Rezkin could go now. And I haven't been able to stop hypothesizing how this is gonna go. It's gonna be very interesting. Where to start? Let's see. Okay, 1. Rezkin dies and then is brought back to life by Berengish, who ends up losing his life because Rezkin kills him because Berengish is trying to put a demon in his body and Rezkin ain't having none of that. But so he's now free, in Rezkin's words. And Tiernan is now emperor because their group thinks Rezkin is dead. They couldn't find Berengish to force him to bring Rezkin back, but Berengish had his own reasons for bringing Rezkin back and wanting to try and put this demon in, which of course the group wouldn't have let him do, so he hides and brings him back later. And there was just so much going on at the end. We also see Rezkin thinking he's been healed when really he's been brought back to life. So when you've been brought back to life, but you think you've only been healed, there's kind of this like, oh my gosh, how bad of a life did you have? And like, how many times did you die? So there's that, with Baringish talking about, oh my gosh, you know, these people tried to kill him, talking about his previous trainers, because they would tattoo the body with like how the person died, how they lived, and all this other information. And so that is tattooed all over, and apparently Baringish has a hard time finding some blank canvas to tattoo to bring him back. Poor Rezkin. There's also this like, okay, we have nobody left around to bring Rezkin back should he die again. So hopefully now Rezkin cannot die, because I thought, you know, Rezkin was safe. He's the main character. He's the protagonist. No, he can't die. He promises Azaria that he won't die. You know, hey, no worries. And then he gives his life for his people and he dies. Almost cried. I don't usually cry when I read books. I almost cried. I think I was more in shock, though, than sad. So no tears actually shed. But, wow. That was... Reading that, I actually needed a few before I read the epilogue, and then I was kind of happy after reading the epilogue, but also left again with, what the hell? Rezkin doesn't have to go back. They think he's dead. So, and he hinted to Farson before going into the last battle that, you know, this is the battle we must fight, but this is not the battle that he would have chosen. And Farson tries to ask him, you know, hey, how would you do this? And he's like, no, I'm emperor. This is what we have to do. But now he's free. He doesn't have to play the emperor battle strategy. He could go... I'm kind of wondering if he's gonna go full on Raven and take on that persona full time. But then what's gonna happen with Azaria? And with Azaria and him having these dreams before, is she gonna know that he's alive? And the wolf that he unintentionally bonded to, in a sense, is she gonna know that Rezkin is alive? Are they gonna say something that's gonna give away that he's alive? I just have so many questions. I need the next book. I keep checking Kel Kade's website and I'm disappointed and yet relieved, I guess, that the website isn't updated yet. Relieved in the sense that it probably means she's very busy writing and with life. But at the same time, like, I really want the next book. But I also know there hasn't been a release date for the, why can I never remember? The Something Prophecy. The other book that she's been writing for Tor. We still don't have the third book, third and final book of that trilogy yet. And I haven't seen any announcements of its release date either. I honestly haven't been checking that one as hard. So, anyways, those are my top spoilery thoughts. Apologies that this was kind of rambly. I did script it, but I went very much off script. I did try to focus, but obviously did not focus. I hope you've enjoyed this book and this series as much as I have. Let me know some of your spoilery thoughts in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Since this is a spoilery video, hey, let at it. Whatever. I'm still trying to come to terms that like Reskin is free and he can do anything. Very much looking forward to the next book and looking forward to seeing you all here again soon. TTFN!